Okay, I am back with, sorry, my contacts are sticking, with DTR part 2. Now, a lot of women may be thinking, well, what's wrong with this behavior? I just want to find the right guy that I can settle down with, that I know is right for me, and I'll be financially stable and be with a good person and know that I can trust this person and all that good stuff, which is normal and is fine. But you date one person at a time, okay? Cut the cord on this behavior. And I'm going to tell you why. Cut it. Knife, scissors, machete, one of them X-Acto knives or rusted razor blade, any kind of razor blade. Cut this shit off. Seriously, okay? Because what you're doing is you're denying the other person the perks of being in a relationship that they think they're gonna have. Like that. And what I mean by denying them the perks is, you know, they tell their friends about you, their family, they talk about you, they think about you, things like that, that goes on in a relationship. Like, and those are like, to experience those feelings and to be happy and be on cloud nine like that is awesome. And you're giving them such a false sense of that, because ladies, you let each dude know or think that they are number one, but they find out about each other, because you eventually start knocking them off the list like it's fucking the Hunger Games of dating and shit, okay? What you need to do is don't give them perks, okay? Be casual and date one guy at a time. Don't give a guy 24/7 access to you. You know, set a limit on how much you talk on the computer, how much you text, how much you talk on the phone, how many times you meet for coffee, how many dates you go on. And if you go out for coffee and dates, set a time limit, maybe an hour or two for coffee, and if you go out for dinner, let dinner take its course. Avoid going to concerts and movies and expensive activities, because that shit's just wrong right there. And pay your share, okay? You don't have to pay for his. Pay for your own coffee, your own dinner. There's nothing wrong with that. And don't let him pick you up. Drive yourself. And that is also a safety issue, because you might not know some of these men. And especially don't do it to men that you know or that you're friends, because that's just downright some slutty, nasty, horrible, like Maleficent, every bad Disney character, Cruella de Vil, mean shit. Don't do it to friends or dudes you personally know. And don't accept gifts. I don't care if it's the cutest Build-A-Bear Hello Kitty dressed up with accessories and shit. All you gotta say politely is say, you know what, I appreciate the thought, but no thank you, I can't accept this gift. And when they're giving you compliments and whatnot, just give a simple thank you. Don't go into detail about how you did it, like your hair and your makeup and, oh, what's your favorite part, or, you know, would you like me to dress like this again, or do you like heels, or do you like seriously, don't ask their preference on style when it comes to women. Don't ask them what their favorite body part is, like, you know, if they're into like lips, neck, I don't know, arms, hands. Don't ask those questions, because yeah, that's just wrong. And also, ladies, this is a reflection of your character. And when I mean by your character, what you look like to other people. Sorry about that. What you look like to other people, for one, you're gonna look slutty. Two, you're gonna look like a cruel bitch, because people find this out. And let's face it, with camera phones and everything, you might be snapping pictures with these dudes. or they might be taking pictures. They could wind up on Facebook. Somehow, these guys will all find out about each other, okay? And then they will spread the word and will have their little, technological proof that you're a hoe and to stay away from you because it makes you look like a user or a gold digger. I don't know if that's the same thing. I don't know. I categorize it in two different things. But that's what it makes you look like. And you don't want to look like that. And when you're bringing dudes home, and especially if you live with, because of how the economy is, a lot of families have combined households. And if you're old enough to have someone stay over the night at your house or have them come over and you're just watching movies and stuff and your family meets them and they like them, and then you're bringing a different dude, and then next week there's some other dude. Like, how do you explain this to your family? Like, they're going to be looking at you like, girl, like, what are you doing? This isn't a game, how would you, and your friends too, because how are you going to talk about 5 different dudes, and I'm just picking 5 as a most extreme number. How are you going to talk about 5 different dudes to your friends, especially your girlfriends? They're going to be kind of thinking, like, do I want to be friends with her? Because if she does stuff like this, I don't want people to think that I'm like this. Like the saying, birds of a feather flock together. And you have to think, is this how I want to be? Is this how I want people to see me? Is this what I want them to be the main focus of me, of my character, and of what, like, I do? No, you don't. You want to be known, or people, when they hear your name or see you, you don't want them to think, oh, she uses dudes as safety nets, she's a gold digger, she's a user, she's a whore, she's a slut. You want people to think good things about you, not bad things. So really sit there and ask yourself, do you want people to think that this is how you are? Because then it does make you look greedy and selfish and self-centered, and that you only care about yourself. No one wants to date that. No one wants to be friends with that. And no one sure in the hell wants to marry that. And I also said, men spread the word because they find out amongst each other. And what's that saying? Bros before hoes. Even if they don't know each other, trust me, even your girlfriends might even say something, because a lot of times when people recognize a behavior is wrong, they will say something because they'll be at least adult enough about it to do so. And I don't think there's nothing wrong. If I had a friend who was not doing the DTR and dragging 5 different, I don't even know what you call this, 5 different dudes out like this, trying to, using them and having safety nets and shit, and I knew some of the dudes, yeah, I would say something. And I would say something to her, probably something nasty, because I don't want to be friends with someone like that. And I would say something to him and the other dudes if I knew them too. So, ladies, do dating the old-fashioned way. There's nothing wrong with that. When you're doing the safety net thing and not doing the DTR until you feel you found the man you want to be with, and in the process you're using a bunch of other men, you're hurting people, making yourself look bad, and you never know. Last thing I'm going to say is, in the end, you could be standing there all alone by yourself, no boyfriend, no friends, and family that thinks you're like a piece of shit. Seriously. So, my advice is, date the old-fashioned way. Do simple things. Talk about basic things. And lastly, don't do sex. Okay? Just don't do it. Because that links a big intimacy. I took a class on some psychological sexuality stuff, and trust me, don't do it. Hope that someone sees this advice, I'm sorry if it's so blunt, but I just wanted to bring this to attention because it is becoming very relevant, and I think it's very unacceptable behavior. So I hope at least this helped somebody in some way, shape, or form, and that some girls or women would take my advice on this. So with that said, we're done with talking about the DTR and whatnot. And if there's anything else on relationships or whatever, I'll be more than happy to answer questions, do things similar to this. Just let me know. Find me on YouTube at Samantha Dancer. If you see this on Facebook, you can leave a question or comment there. Do the same on YouTube. Subscribe to my page. I always say the same thing in all my videos. But thank you again for your time. I hope I at least helped. If I helped one person, then I'm happy. But I will see you guys again soon with something different.